Hello, my dear children. Children, in the class of electronics, we are going to study special diodes, three special diodes. And these three special diodes are LED, photodiodes, and solar cells. So, what are LEDs? LEDs are nothing but light emitting diodes. These are special diodes made up of photosensitive materials such as GAP, gallium phosphide, GAAS, gallium arsenide, GAASP, gallium arsenide phosphide. So these are photosensitive materials which are used to make up this special LED, this special diode. Well, LEDs are forward bias p-n junction diodes, and when they conduct in forward bias, energy is liberated from their junctions, and this energy, if belongs to visible part of the electromagnetic spectrum, then what happens? This LED starts glowing. It starts glowing in the color of the wavelength it emits. So in forward bias, when these diodes conduct, energy is liberated from their junction. Why is energy liberated? Energy is liberated simply because as electrons move from n side to p side, they combine with the hole over p side. And in the process, what happens? An electron moves from conduction band to valence band. And as the electron moves from conduction band to valence band, from higher energy state to lower energy state, this energy difference is liberated in the form of electromagnetic wave. So what is the wavelength emitted by LED? The wavelength emitted by LED is what? Hc upon this energy difference between conduction and valence band. We can also find out the wavelength emitted by LED by the formula 12375 upon energy liberated in electron volt, and we'll get this wavelength in what? Angstrom. This is the very famous conversion formula which we studied in photoelectric effect. Well, this is symbolic representation. That's how we represent a LED in an electrical circuit. This is diode. We encircle this diode and we make these two arrows coming out. So these two arrows coming out symbolically represents the electromagnetic waves given out by this diode. This is diode, this is P side of the diode, this is N side of the diode, and see, P is connected with positive, N is connected with negative. So this is forward bias diode, and when it conducts in forward bias, what happens? Energy is liberated from the junction, and as the result, the diode starts glowing. Well, as far as uses of this particular diodes are concerned, well, this LED is a very popular name these days. We have what? LED lights, we have LED torch, we have LEDs used in various toys, they are used in decoration. LEDs are used as indicator in almost every electrical device. And who does not know LED screens or LED TVs? Photodiodes like LED are again special diodes made up of photosensitive materials. These photodiodes are just converse of LED. All LEDs are what? Forward bias special diodes. But all photodiodes are reverse bias special diode. And in the circuit diagram, we make a photodiode like this. This is diode, we encircle it, and instead of arrows coming out, we make the two arrows moving into. Since these are reverse bias, therefore P side is connected with negative and N side is connected with positive. So this is P side connected with negative, N side connected with positive. And when light falls over these diodes in reverse bias, they start conducting. In absence of light, in forward bias they behave like normal diode. So we do not use them in forward bias. But in reverse bias, in absence of light, there is a very small current or almost zero current passing through the diode. So when there is no light, when in dark, this diode in reverse bias does not conduct. there is a very weak current because of minority charge carriers. But what happens when light falls over these diodes connected in reverse bias? Some additional minority charge carriers, some additional electron hole pairs are generated, and these electron hole pair add to the pre-existing minority charge carriers, and as the result there is a high value of reverse saturation current, and because of high value of current passing through the diode, these diode starts conducting. Photodiodes are used to detect optical signals. Solar cells are also made up of photosensitive material. These are also special diodes, and the material which make up these diodes have very low IP. Well, the use of solar cell is to convert solar energy into electrical energy. So these solar cells are used to convert solar energy into electrical energy. What is the constitution of this particular device or this particular PN junction diode? Well, as usual, we have P type of material and N type of material fused to each other. The thickness of N type of material is very, very small, of the order of micron, and this is thicker. P is thicker, and this N type of material is very thin. And what do? We place two electrodes over both sides. These electrodes are nothing but metal foil. We place a metal foil here on one side, and on the other side we place another metal foil. But what do in this metal foil? We make a hole right there in the middle, and that hole is called as window. And what happens when this particular device, which is PN junction diode, is exposed to sunlight? What happens? Sunlight passes through and reaches the junction. It heats up the junction. The junction is heated up. This thickness is very small, so the energy of the sun is able to reach the junction. And what happens because of energy reaching the junction? In the depletion layer, some additional electron hole pairs are generated. And you can see here, if electron and hole pairs are generated, where are these electrons going to move? Electrons are going to move up. Up means towards this positive charge region of the PN depletion layer, and the holes move towards this negative charge layer, and in the process they move down. So all electrons which are produced in the depletion layer, because of the sunlight falling upon it, they move up, and all holes move down. And as the result, what happens? There is an electric potential difference created across these two plates. These two plates are nothing but two different terminals of this PN junction diode. This end acquires negative potential and this end acquires positive potential. And remember, this potential difference is not very large. It is say 0.2 volt or 0.3 volt, or at times 0.1 volt. So after exposing a solar cell for hours, we get this potential difference generated across it. This is another diagram of solar cell. This is N type of material, this is P type of material, and here you can see that the thickness of the N type material is much more smaller than P type of material. As usual, over both sides we place two electrodes. This is a metal foil on one side which forms one electrode, and the other side we do not place a metal sheet and make a hole as explained here. What do? We use finger electrodes. These are the wires which look like finger, and they form one terminal. By using finger electrodes, what happens? Whole of this space can be exposed to sunlight. We want 100% of the side, N side, to be exposed to sunlight, and that is nearly possible if we use these finger electrodes. These are finger electrodes. And as the potential difference is generated across it, it is used as source. Well children, with the help of solar panel, we convert solar energy into electrical energy. So what is there over a solar panel? Over a solar panel, we have large number of diodes. These diodes are not as big as you can see here in the diagram. These diagrams are very, very small. These diodes are very, very small. And these diodes are connected in series over this rectangular sheet. Yeah. If one diode produces, say, potential difference of 0.3 volt, then 10 diodes are going to produce how much voltage? Yeah, 3 volt. And 100 diodes are going to produce how much voltage? 30 volt. So what do? We connect large number of diodes in series, and then what do? We connect such series in parallel. Yeah, this is one series of the solar cells in, yeah, this is the second line of the solar cells, and this is third line, and this were large number of diodes. This is series combination, and such series combinations are what? Connected in parallel to each other. And what do we get? We get an electrical connection across these two terminals. Yeah, this way. Large number of cells are there. Greater is the number of cells over a sheet, over a panel, both in series as well as parallel combination. Greater is the panel, greater is the size of the panel. And greater is the size of the panel, greater is the voltage generated by it when exposed to sunlight. And also greater is the stability of the voltage generated across the two terminals of the panel. And remember this, these solar cells, these solar panels are the source of energy in every satellite. And these solar panels are now being used in every household in metros. You can also be a micro producer of electrical energy by having solar electrical energy generating unit installed at your places. It is highly subsidized by the government of India. And let me tell you, India, yeah, this is ISA, International Solar Alliance. So this is an international group of nations. And this group was initiated by India. India is the pioneer president, pioneer and founder president of this particular organization. Right now there are nearly 121 countries of the world which are its member. So India is right now a superpower as far as the production of and uses of solar energy is concerned. So children, with this we come to the end of today's class. We'll meet again very shortly. Thank you very much and God bless you all.